Today, we're diving into a really powerful method for managing work, and it's all right there in the title, Kanban. And its main idea? Well, it's a total game changer. Stop starting and start finishing.
So let me ask you something. Think about your workday. Do you have like a dozen tabs open right now? A bunch of half-finished projects? Do you ever get that feeling of being super busy, but not actually productive? If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. And that's the exact problem we're going to tackle. And you know, the root of that feeling, that chaos, often comes down to one simple thing. Most of the work we do is completely invisible.
I mean, think about it. Unlike building a house where you can literally see the walls going up, knowledge work is abstract. Let's imagine a project manager, we'll call her Lisa. She's juggling multiple IT projects, right? Her team's tasks are all over the place. Some are in emails, some are in chat messages. A lot of them are just rattling around in people's heads. She's overwhelmed because she can't see the work. And if you can't see the work, you have no way of seeing where things are getting stuck.
So how do we fix this? How do we take all that invisible stuff and make it visible? Well, that's where Kanban comes in.
And, the name itself gives you a huge clue. Kanban is a Japanese word that means visual signal or signboard. It actually comes from manufacturing, but the idea is universal. It's all about creating visual cues to help you see your work, make you more efficient, and this is key, improve all the time. And the most common visual signal is, of course, the Kanban board. In its most basic form, it's just 3 columns: to do, in progress, and done. Every single task gets its own card. When you're ready to start something, you just pull a card from to do over to in progress. And when it's all finished, it moves to done. It's so simple, but it's also incredibly powerful because the entire team can see the status of every single task, just at a glance, no more guessing.
Okay, but just seeing the work is only step one. The real magic of Kanban, the secret sauce, is something that feels a little weird at first. This slide right here really gets to the heart of it. See, most of us work in what's called a push system. Your boss or a client just pushes a new task onto your plate, whether you have time for it or not. And what does that lead to? Bottlenecks, burnout, and delays. Kanban flips that script. It uses a pull system. You only pull a new task from the to-do list when you actually have the capacity to work on it. This creates a much smoother, more sustainable flow of work.
So how do you actually create that pull system? You do it with one simple but absolutely brilliant rule: work in progress limits, or WIP limits for short. All it is you decide on a maximum number of tasks that can be in a certain column at any one time. For example, let's say your team sets a WIP limit of 2 for your in progress column. As soon as there are 2 cards in that column, that's it. Nobody is allowed to start anything new. So what happens? The entire team's focus immediately shifts. They swarm together to help get one of those in-progress tasks finished just to free up a slot. It totally changes the dynamic from everyone stay busy to let's get things done. And this brings us right back to that core idea, that mantra. WIP limits literally force you to stop piling on half-done work and instead concentrate on getting tasks all the way across the finish line to done. You stop starting and you actually start finishing.
But it's super important to understand that Kanban isn't just about a board with some rules. It's a whole philosophy for how to improve the way you work.
See, unlike some other methods that demand you to just tear everything down and start over, Kanban is all about evolution, not revolution. It says, hey, let's start with what you're doing right now. It respects your current roles and processes. The goal is just to make small, continuous improvements over time. And it empowers everyone on the team, not just the managers, to spot problems and suggest those changes. And what's the whole point of all this? It's about delivering value to your customer faster and more predictably. It shifts the entire focus away from asking, is everyone busy, to asking, is the work flowing smoothly? You stop micromanaging people and start managing the work itself, trusting your team to figure out the best way to get it done. Now, I know what many of you are probably thinking, especially if you're in the tech world. Okay, but how is this different from Scrum? That is a great question. So let's put them head to head. They're both considered agile for sure. But here's the fundamental difference. Scrum is organized into these fixed-length cycles called sprints, usually 2 to 4 weeks, where you commit to a batch of work. Kanban, on the other hand, is all about maintaining a continuous, uninterrupted flow of individual work items. This table really breaks it down nicely. With Scrum, you've got those fixed sprints, you've got required roles like a Scrum Master, and making changes in the middle of a sprint is a big no-no.
Kanban is way more flexible. The cadence is continuous, it doesn't prescribe any roles, and you can change priorities anytime a slot opens up. And look at the metrics. Scrum measures velocity, which is how much work you can get done in a sprint. Kanban is obsessed with cycle time, how long it takes a single task to go from start to finish.
So, when would you actually choose Kanban? Well, it's fantastic for teams where work is super unpredictable. Think of an IT support team. Tickets can come in at any time, right? You can't plan that in a 2-week sprint. It also works great for workflows like content creation or DevOps, and for really mature teams that just don't need the heavy structure that Scrum provides.
All right, let's bring all this home. If there is just one thing you remember from all of this, let it be that core principle we started with. At the end of the day, Kanban is a system designed to bring clarity to chaos. It's about making your work visible, limiting how much you're juggling at once, and focusing on that smooth flow. When you do that, you create a system that's calm, predictable, and incredibly efficient at getting things done.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Go look at your to-do list for tomorrow, and instead of getting all excited about starting something new and shiny, find one thing, just one thing, that's almost done, and push that over the finish line. Give it a shot, stop starting, and see how amazing it feels to start finishing.